Welcome to yet another edition of the virtual Phonetics and Phonology class with Deborah Olachi Richard, aka Teacher Debbie. In the last edition, we looked at the history of the English language and how the English language has borrowed words from other languages, now infused in standing as English words, which has given rise to the different varieties of the English language we have today. In this edition, we're going to be looking at the concepts of linguistics and how people have mistaken linguistics to mean English. We're also going to be looking at the branches of linguistics, and this will be a smooth ride. I hope you are with your pen and paper to jot down significant point. And like it was mentioned in the last edition, the vision and the mission for this class is not just to teach you how to speak the English language. Rather, it is to help you understand that the English language has borrowed. Linguistics is the study of language. Therefore, you need to put all this knowledge into your mother tongue and work on it so that your mother tongue does not go into extinction. What is linguistics? There are so many definitions on the concept of linguistics. I'm not here to give you scholarly definitions of linguistics. Rather, I'll give you a head knowledge, a simple go-to definition that you can easily remember. There is a difference between linguistics and English. Linguistics is not English. So when I tell people I studied English in school and they say, oh, you studied linguistics, to some extent they're correct because I actually studied linguistics, but the kind of way they mean it is not the kind of way it is. Linguistics is not the study of English. Rather, linguistics is scientific. It has to do with science. It is the scientific study of a language. It could be any language. It could be Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ibibio, Tiv, Spanish, Latin, Greek, French, any language of all. As long as you scientifically study that language, it is said that you have studied linguistics. So if somebody who scientifically studied Hausa stands, he or she can stand and say, I am a linguist, and that person will be very correct. What does it mean to scientifically study a language? It means you are studying the form, the context of its usage and its meaning. Is it or would I say, are you getting the meaning connotatively or are you getting the meaning denotatively? And now this is what brings us to the branches of linguistics. For you to study linguistics, you have to look at the branches of linguistics. There are so many branches of linguistics out there. So many. I studied about 20 of them just in one class. I mean, in a course, I studied about 20 of them. But specifically, I studied them as courses. So there are so many branches of linguistics, and this is where we're going to be narrowing it down to phonetics and phonology because they are part and parcel of linguistics. They are branches of linguistics, and every language, not just English language, every single language has phonetics and phonology. Phonetics. We're gonna come to that. We're going to understand what is the difference between phonetics and what is the difference between phonology. Okay, so the branches of linguistics, I'll mention them. We have syntax, we have semantics, we have, let's go to the classroom. Welcome to the classroom. Now, these are the branches of linguistics we have. No, these are a few of the branches of linguistics we have. We have over 20 branches of linguistics. This is syntax, this is morphology, this is semantics, this is pragmatics, this is phonology, this is phonetics, speech pathology, dialectology, psycholinguistics, computational linguistics, sociolinguistics, structural linguistics, translation, neurolinguistics. I even forgot to write comparative linguistics. So these and many more are the branches of linguistics. I will be explaining a few of these branches because of the time constraints. Social linguistics is a branch of linguistics that deals with speaking language in relation to social factors. Social factors include class, occupation, gender, all the stuffs are social factors. That is to say, when you are speaking, the environment you find yourself in structures what you say. For instance, in class, it has to do with the elite and the common class. If I find myself with elite people, people who are quite educated, the way I will speak will be quite different when I find myself in the marketplace. So that is what social linguistics is all about. For psycholinguistics, it deals with language acquisition. How do we acquire language? How do we learn language? This is where different theorists come with different theory on how English is learned and acquired. And this is when Chomsky comes in and say, look, the behaviorists believe that before now we have a tabula rasa, that human beings are born with what they call tabula rasa, and that is a clean slate. So you just come and start learning whatever, where you born, you learn whatever it is that they teach you that. But Noam Chomsky says no, we're not born with a tabula rasa. We are not born empty. We are actually born with LAD, which is the language acquisition device. That is to say, we have the instruments to acquire a language or learn a language in us. We are not just born empty. That is what psycholinguistics is all about. For computational linguistics, it has to do with scientific stuff, how science-related words are computed, softwares and all. That is what computational linguistics is all about. For dialectology, it has to do with the geographic area and the speaking the same language but having different dialects. For instance, in Hausa, the northern region is known to speak Hausa language, but we have different dialects of the Hausa language. If you go to Katsina, you get Kaswanchi, you have Kanwanchi, Sokotonchi, different types of the Hausa. Okay, you hear I'm trying to get an example in my head, but it's not forthcoming. Okay, I got an example. Like Hausa, you hear Lafia low, but when I went to Katsina, when I was in Katsina, I learned that it's not Lafia low, it's Lafia low. I know some very funny variations in how they speak. That is what dialectology means. Then speech pathology means teaching language communication to people who really they probably have a medical condition. They don't know how to speak very well. So you see, there could be adults, there could be children. Neurolinguistics has to do with the brain and language, how the brain interprets language. Okay, syntax is the study of the sentence in a language. That's the sentence structure of a language is syntax. For instance, something like I'm just gonna say colorless green ideas sleep furiously. That's an example of a syntactic structure which has followed the rules of Concord. It is syntactically arranged properly, but it does not have meaning, because what does colorless green ideas sleep furiously? What does it mean? Nothing. Or you could say the child is the father of the boy. It is syntactically correct, but it does not have meaning. So syntax helps you to study the structure of a language and also put it in the correct form. That's why we have different forms of grammar. We have the traditional grammar, we have the structural grammar, we have the transformational generative grammar, we have the systemic grammar. So these types of grammars helps you to understand how to arrange language appropriately. And like I said, it is not specific to English language alone. It actually goes across every other language. Semantics is the scientific study of meaning, how meaning is derived from words. Morphology is the scientific study of words, how are words formed. That is morphology. And so many other branches of linguistics. I wish I had the time, I would have explained all of them to you. Alright, this is where we're going to be wrapping it up for today's class. Until I come your way next time, I am still your host, Deborah Alichi Richard, aka Teacher David.